Breaking news, just a few hours ago, for the first time in U.S. history, the Supreme Court was able to overthrow a state law. Now, passing it on to Samatar Square. Mind you folks, his first name and last name are the same. Wow. How?
Yeah, I'm here. But matter of fact, you have the judge right here. Sir, could I have your take on the Fletcher versus Peck case?
Isn't there a recording?
Yeah, but I mean, like that takes long, and just like a quick summary,
Then go watch the recording.
Dang. All right, guys. Watch the recording.
All rise. Today we have court case number 3 on Fletcher versus Peck. May the defendant and plaintiff please step forward.
All right. To begin this session, may the defendant please brief me of the case.
Yes, Your Honor. In the Georgia land deal, also known as the Yazoo Land Law, this started when Georgia claimed all its uncharted territory, which was a part of the Indian Reserve, and I think my attorney will take care of this.
Correct, which was undeveloped and filled with natives. See, Georgia wanted to secure all the land.
Why?
He stated here is because they believed that gaining this land could give them lots of economic power. However, the state of Georgia couldn't get what it so desperately wanted because they lacked the manpower or money to gain control over the land. So a group of investors came forth to aid the state of Georgia. The 4 companies suggested that they could take care of the Indians occupying the land. See, all they asked for was land for distribution.
Excuse me, it also states here that this ultimately led to a major political scandal, and the state legislature was involved in a fraudulent land scheme. These 4 land companies have bribed the state legislature so that in 1795, they sold these land companies the vast and wide frontier of Georgia in the Veteran Benefit Bill.
Not only that, but the truth of the matter is that this bill didn't benefit anyone but themselves, because what they sought to tell us was that these legislators had also invested in these land companies, which would in turn give them money.
They stole 2/3 of the state for 1.5 cents an acre. The Georgia land deal covered 35 million of acres, which amounts to a $2.5 million that the legislature and investors gained of the people. Let's not also forget about the cotton gin, which was also a major economic effect to this scheme.
However, I was just an innocent person in this whole land scheme. I just happened to buy a piece of land during the time that this event took place.
However, the following year, the legislature voided the law and declared all rights under the law to be invalid.
But you, Mr. Peck, you bought this land under the old legislature?
Right, Your Honor. My client then sold the land to Robert Fletcher, claiming that it was legitimate, which was because Mr. Peck acquired the land during the old legislature.
What does the plaintiff have to say about this?
Your Honor, you must understand that Peck had no legal authority to sell the land, and so he had a breach of contract.
So the looming question is, could a contract between Fletcher and Peck be invalidated under the old Georgia legislature?
Defending my client as I am, I would like to bring up Article 1, Section 10, Clause 1, stating that
No state shall pass any law incurring the obligation of contract. Yes, I know very well. Due to this and other information gained today, I would like to discuss with the other Chief Justices until this session is adjourned.
look, we got this in the back.
All right, yeah. All right, I got that. All right, yeah.
All right.
I need both my plaintiffs and defendants to sit down.
Your Honor, I would like to add.
There is no need. As I speak, let me be very clear to you that I, John Marshall, represent all Chief Justices. In a unanimous decision, in a unanimous opinion, the court held that since the estate had been legally passed into the hands of a purchaser for a valuable consideration, the Georgia legislature could not take away the land or invalidate the contract.
But why?
If the original transaction was infected with fraud, these purchasers were not participants in it and had no notice of it. They were innocent. When a law is in its nature a contract and creates vested rights in the purchasers of property, a repeal of the law cannot divest those rights. One of the purposes of the United States Constitution was to protect private property, and in this case, I believe I am doing so. I would like to conclude these court meetings by stating that this is the first time in our great nation's history where the Supreme Court on March 16, 1810 overturned a state law. Let this be an example of the strength of this branch in our government.
Hey, I need my money.
I can't pay tomorrow.
Pick them up. Nah, man, I need that real quick. Hey, man, this is the first I'm paying for tonight. Come on, man. We gotta go celebrate. I need my money, though. I need my money.
I got
Get
it.
down. Look at them.
Man, I paid that guy. How could he do this to me? You gave me that land for money.
Hey, oh my God.
I mean, I knew we had it in the bag, you know. First time in history, a lot of things to celebrate, you know. But I need my money though, so let me just hit on my bro. All right, hey, dude, you got my money, right? What you mean? Hey, you better give me my money. All right. The hell? But hey, you know.
I mean, it's just very aggravating to know that Americans like me, who just work out here in the fields and want land, can get scammed out of land.
Man, cut that out, man. He just mad he didn't have me. Hey, man, you got it, man. You man, hey, man, first time in history.
Is this allowed?
Hey.
What? Is this allowed? Y'all are just gonna let him cut into my interview like that?
Oh man, we did it. Me and my lawyer, well, we coordinated everything. Everything worked out as well. I'd like to bring out the parts that John Marshall he had to say. He brought up Article 1, Clause number 1 in Section 10, how the state can't hold anything on the private property of individual citizens, and I believe that this is a great thing because I can rest easy now because I believe that the property that I sold, Mr. Fletch, is legitimate as I said. And everything worked well as planned, as I stated, and...
My money! I need my money!
Oh,